Hey, everybody. Good to see you again. I'm so glad you're here. Today, I want to talk about voices. Now, I'm not talking about choral voices like singing. I'm talking about when you hear voices in your head. Now, some of you probably don't hear voices or don't hear them at all. I'm not saying that you need to be instantly psychic. I'm talking about those times when someone calls your name and you turn your head and nobody's there. Now, my name isn't highly unusual, but Laura Lee as all one word is not as common. And the other day, someone called my name and I turned and nobody was there. And it was 4:30 in the morning. I can't say I woke up. I was out up and about, but I thought to myself, God, that sounds like someone that I'm familiar with. Let me go and ask them if they called my name. So later on, when it was a decent hour, I said, Hey, did you call out my name? And they're like, No. And then I realized it was my higher self saying, Hey, we're trying to get your attention. We want you to listen to us. Why don't we just do something that will grab your attention? And they did. It's just 4:30 in the morning. It was a little early to be paying attention, but that's how it works. Any hour, any part of the day or the night. I'm not saying you're going to get woken up in the middle of the night. I'm an early riser, so it wasn't a problem for me. But when you are having an unusual circumstance like that, if you hear something and you know there's no one around, it is your intuition. It is your higher self. My favorite story is I was walking through a mall area and I went by a woman that had very pungent perfume. I mean, we're talking very strong. And I went, Whoa. And I hear this voice in my head say, Boy, she reeks. And I laughed and I was just like, Oh my God. I was thinking the same thing. It's very, very pungent. And somebody that was looking at me probably thought, oh, she's a little loony because I was just laughing at nothing. I just all of a sudden I hear this voice pop in my head. So that's what it's like to hear your intuition. Sometimes it's things that are just out of the blue. Some of them are going to make sense, and some of them you just tuck away and say, I'm going to file that or flush it, or maybe someday it'll come back and it'll make sense. I'd like you to just acknowledge that voice and say, I hear you. Not sure who you are, what you are, where you are, but I hear you. And that's the tip I have for today. So if you want more information, I did write some of these stories in my book. So if you are looking for examples, I wrote How to Develop Your Psychic Senses. I'll leave a link below so you can go investigate it. Or if you want to have me discover and ferret out some of the things you heard and you wonder whose spirit it was that was talking to you, we can do that on one-on-one. Or you can also sign up for some of my classes that are coming up so we can do it in a group setting. I look forward to hearing from you. Drop me a line. Let me know you've been here. I would love to know. All right. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.